So we have out there in the greater public arena at the moment a perception that is being created, and it's being created from many, many different angles, from channelings, from so-called guides and so-called ascended masters, to people who have contact with extraterrestrial groups, varying different ones. They all seem to have slight differences, but pretty much the same story. And then we have the guru thing going on, and that's a great experience for people who want to give their power away. I mean, that's a great journey for that. And all sorts of things, religious groups and everything. And there's just, you know, there's minor differences, and people think that these are all different, you know, vastly different perceptions, but they're not. The actual main story, or the main theme, is probably a better way to put it, behind each one of these small individual paradigms is roughly the same. And so people are just simply reacting, okay, to the dramas that are being created out there as well, with the political agendas, issues of climate change, you know, warring parties, and these are all dramas that are being created by these particular factions, off-world factions that are running the show here. They want to keep everyone busy, they want to keep everyone engaged and plugged into this matrix of drama. And they've got a cookbook with a recipe that's designed to fit everyone. I mean, whatever your thing is, they've got it for you. And if they haven't trapped you in this paradigm, then they've got this one to get you. And if they haven't trapped you in those two, then they've got another one to get you in. And there's just one after the other. So to actually remove yourself out of the forest, you know, get out of the trees and see the forest as a whole for what it actually is. Only a few have been able to do that, and so as I mentioned before, we have many different paradigms that have been created to capture each person within each individual paradigm. There's many different kinds. So we have basically, through that process, a greater paradigm, which still is really quite small, that the majority of people are being contained within. Now I wish to move on to the subject of more detail of the greatest secret that has been, the most closely guarded secret that has been kept from the greater community. And it has its origins, and I will go back to the period of the late 60s, early 70s, where there was a series of experiments and that were run within a project called the Montauk Projects. I know many people are familiar with the Montauk Projects. It's been bandied around the internet, the conspiracy circles, and there's many theories and what have you going around. I'm now going to share with you the body of knowledge that I know, and the way I've obtained this body of knowledge is from my experiences and also from my knowings, and the knowings that come from, again I reiterate, beyond the mind. They do not come through the mind, they come from here in the body, they emanate from the heart centre, and it is from my consciousness, which is an aspect of me that functions beyond the mind. That's very important to understand that, and that allows you to connect with even paradigms or bodies of knowledge known as the Akashic records, and also beyond. And the access to the information I get is slightly different to what most people have heard out there on the internet, but I will share it because it's coming from my heart, and I know this resonates with my heart, and it's important that I share that. The Montauk Projects were designed to achieve two outcomes. It was an experiment into mind control, and which I have been on the receiving end on throughout the years, and that's why I feel I have the experience, and on one level I have the authority to get up and speak about it. They are insidious in the way they go about it, and it's taken me many years to work through it and to come out the other end of it. And I see the influences that this technology has on people throughout our community and even within close circles of friends. It's unfortunate that it takes place, but it does. And it's very cleverly designed to maintain the status quo and maintain an order within the community. The other project that took place in that area had to do with time travel. Now this is really important. They were breeding people there, not only for mind control programs, but they needed to breed the right person that had the right genetic codes in order to be able to sit in a time chair which was created by, and this experiment was run by draconian overlords through the Greys and the Reptilians, which are lower orders, and it was a very important experiment because they had come to this world, and through their discovery of the genetic codes here, and because, you know, out there in the greater cosmos, genetics are really the number one commodity possession. Mineral substances are second on the ladder there. As far as true acquiring or attaining of power through physical means, genetics is the way to do it out there. And it's not something I aspire to, I can assure you that. And but I do know about it, and through my experiences, not only in this lifetime here on this planet, but through the aspects of me on galactic levels. So they created a time chair because they wanted to know where this reality was heading, because this is what these beings do. They don't have the ability to connect with the greater consciousness of life, so they need to manipulate things and find out things through technology and the way they go about living their lives. And so they created this time chair and they went forward in time, and what they discovered was they were travelling forward in time, and then all of a sudden they hit a wall. And what I mean by that is they hit a wall in time, meaning that they didn't literally hit a brick wall, they hit a period in time where this reality ceased to exist, and everything went to pure light. Now, there's information getting around on the internet that's come out of the last 3 decades that says that someone got to mention that it at least happened once. And then after that, they went on to other timelines, and then of course the fantastic story of the Greys and our future timeline, and that whole charade becomes a reality once again. The truth of the matter is that they went forward on multiple occasions, and each time they went forward, they went via a different route, because that's what happens. You never travel the same timeline twice. And every time they went forward, every time they come to that point in time, everything went pure light, and this reality ceased to exist. Now, the date that this occurred on just happens to be the 21st of March 2013. Now, it's important to know this, because once you understand that they have discovered this for themselves through their own experiments, that on that day this reality ceased to exist and everything here goes pure light. Now, the other thing it's important to know is they've known this for decades. They've known what's coming. This is not new to them behind the scenes. This is the most closely guarded secret, and they know what's going to occur here.